Hey friends, doing this special live for you today. I've decided I'm going to start doing something kind of new. I am doing something I'm calling Warrior Wednesdays. Hopefully by now, if you're a friend of mine here, you know what I do. A lot of people just think of it as, oh yeah, she sells stun guns. Oh yeah, she sells pepper sprays. Oh, that's that safety lady. People have different views on what I do, but I really want to try and explain what I do because I think so many people don't understand it, don't get it, maybe don't hear the heart of it. And I think that that's super crazy important that you understand what I do. What I do is awareness and what I do is education. I'm an advocate. I have a very big mouth sometimes, and I like to use it for the right things. And lately, a lot of the things I've been talking to you guys about, I've been posting a ton of stuff about domestic violence awareness, guys. Something this is very near and dear to my heart. This is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And a few months back, I've been a damsel for 5.5 years, but a few months back, I had a realization because it's after 5.5 years of doing this, I start to see a pattern. I started to see something that was starting to happen. And what I was seeing happening was I saw a lot of reactive people. Whenever something was going on, hi guys, thanks for joining. Whenever something was going on in my community and people got scared, my phone would ring off the hook. Whenever things seemed okay, there would be like people would they would die down on that. Like the phone wouldn't ring as much. I'd have to be the one reaching out to them. I have to say my business has been very blessed. I can't complain. I have a very successful business, but I was irritated a little bit by this whole reactive sense of things. So I came out with the message of, guys, I just want you to be proactive with your safety, not reactive with your safety. It's a message of prevention, not restoration. A message of, can you just work with me here and maybe just carry your pepper spray with you? I would sell someone a product and then I'd see them out and I'd go, hey, how's that going? Where is it? And they go, oh, it's a home. And that broke my heart even more because somebody had spent money on something. And the reason that I wanted you to buy it, yes, this is what I do for a living. This is my business. This is how I pay my bills. I do this by selling these products because I believe in them. But I want prevention. I don't want to have to help you through restoration. I want to prevent bad things from happening to you. I want to prevent brokenness. I want to prevent scarring. That's what our systems, and I'm going to start calling them our systems. Our systems are all about. Whether our system is our Safe Heart system, which you're going to hear a lot more about from me, whether our system is a combination of products that you can carry on your keys to help keep you safe, that is so easy, they just go everywhere with you. Whether it's the stun gun to have in your hand in that parking lot for those other situations, whether it's something for your home, it's a system. It's a system of safety and it's a lifestyle of safety. And that's what I do. I try to help people to understand and see that. And I want you to be prepared and not paranoid, because the other side of this is people see me and they're like, oh yeah, you want me scared of the boogeyman around every corner. You want me looking for danger and lurking everywhere I go. You want me hyper vigilant. No, because when you're prepared, when you have the things that you know you could need and you know how to use them, you're not paranoid. You're not actually looking for it. There's a difference between situational awareness and paranoia. And hopefully, if you've been to a warrior workshop with me, hopefully if you've had me come to a party with your friends, hopefully if you've watched my lives, watched my videos, maybe you're starting to get a sense of that. Because I do not want you living paranoid lives. I don't want you afraid of the boogeyman. I want you not afraid of the boogeyman. I want you not afraid of creeper. I want you safe. That's my business. And I've had some people say, well, you only feel, you sell this stuff, so of course you're promoting it. Guys, why do you think I sell it? Why do you think I sell safety products? Because I want you safe. I get the added bonus that I get paid for my job. I do. I make a living doing this, okay? You get paid for your job, right? Is there anything wrong with that? We get paid to do our jobs, and I get paid to do mine. So yes, that is my message because this is my job. My job is to help keep you safe. That's my job. So I want to talk to you today about the one thing that I think is getting more, as a self-defense person, as somebody who's studied this, as a person who understands the psychology of it, the one thing that I have to impart to you is that there's a mindset. It doesn't matter what I sell you. It will not do you any good if you don't accept this mindset. and understand how it can be the most dangerous thing in the world to you. And it's not a paranoid mindset. There's something called normalcy bias. And I have a little visual demonstration that I'm going to do for you today. I've got two balloons here, normalcy bias. And on the back of this one, I have awareness and preparedness. Okay, because I'm about to pop your bubble, guys. I'm going to pop your bubble. Normalcy bias is the bubble that you live under that says nothing bad could ever happen to me or someone that I love. Guys, I'm not going to fearmonger you, but I am going to tell you this. The statistics say otherwise. At some point in your life or at some point in the lives of someone that you love, something is going to potentially happen. My goal is that I can pop your normalcy bias bubble before with awareness and preparedness so that there is not a tragedy that you're going to be reactive to, that then you're going to say, oh my gosh, I wish I would have. Okay, there's several cases that have been in the news lately that broke my heart. One was the jogger. Her name's Molly Tibbetts. Her name is Molly Tibbetts, okay? She lives in a town a fraction of the size of the town that I live in, and I live in a very small town. I love my small town. I love that we are a community. I love that we feel safe here. But being in a safe community does not keep us safe. That is our bubble that we live in. We live in this bubble where we think nothing bad can happen to us. We live in this bubble that says, just because it never has, it never will. So I'm good. No, that's not how it works. I've got another balloon here. This one has some stuff inside of it. This one is normalcy bias, but this one on the back of it has tragedy written. I know it reverses in Facebook Lives. My app has never let me reverse that, guys, so just forgive me. This one says tragedy because here's what I know. I would rather burst this bubble for you and have you prepared and have you aware than have this bubble, the bigger, more tragic one that has stuff inside of it. I would rather burst your bubble than have something else burst your bubble, okay? So we've got these two balloons here. I'm a voice of advocacy, I'm a voice of awareness, and I am a voice of preparedness. I want you safe. It's so easy to be safe. I just actually had to go to the store to buy these balloons, okay? Because I have children. Didn't have the balloons in my house. And I had to go get these. And I'm standing in the parking lot of this store because there was a clearance sale out front. Well, you got to look at the clearance stuff, right? So I was standing out there, and as I was standing there, this guy in a truck pulls up and he starts talking to me from his window, and it gave me a creepy feeling. Well, it gave me a creepy feeling because he wasn't going into the store. He was just standing there staring at me, and it made me feel uncomfortable, but it didn't make me scared because I had something in my hand, several things in my hand, that if he was going to do something that he shouldn't, I had it under control. I gave him a dirty look and I walked away. That's what I did. Did anything bad happen? No, it's not a creeper situation, but he was creepy. There's lots of creepy situations that happen, but the difference in what happens out of them is you. Are you prepared to handle it? If you have not answered that question and you're not prepared to handle it, then we should talk because I can help you with that. I don't just sell these products. I teach you how to use them. I teach you how to have them just as a part of a safety lifestyle, because that's what this is. It's a safety lifestyle. My camera's got to focus. Sorry, guys. So the biggest thing is this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and I want to say the words that I think could potentially save somebody's life. I've been saying as a part of this that this normalcy bias is something where you think it could never happen, right? I know a lot of women who are living in a situation where their partner is controlling. I know a lot of women who are living in a situation where their partner is controlling them. I guess that is abuse, okay? Control is abuse. Control is not love. Once you know the author of love, you can figure out pretty quick that control and power and games and those things are distortions of love. Power and control of someone is not love, okay? So in a domestic violence situation, the one thing that I've learned after working with a lot of survivors is that as long as the controlling works, you may be safe. I actually talked to an advocate once, and I need to say this the right way. I talked to an advocate once, and she said there was several victims present, and one of the victims said, I understand that he's mean to me, and I understand that he yells at me a lot, and I understand that there's some stuff going that's wrong in my relationship, but he would never hurt me. And the words that that advocate said to her at that moment were the words that potentially saved this woman's life, because her words were, I need you to never assume that. Because if there comes a time and a place in a domestic violence situation where he can no longer control her with his words or with his threats, then typically it will escalate, and there is the possibility of physical violence happening. So just because it never has doesn't mean that it never will. Okay? So domestic violence, and also in everyday normal life. This is, guys, I guess on my heart is this is how people get killed. This is how people die. This is how lives are tragically changed, because people want to assume that just because something bad has never happened to them, that it never could. It's like we want to be in denial. We want to stick our heads in the sand. We want to live in our bubble. We just want to live with this bubble around us, thinking that we are safe. And this mindset is what hurts more people. I guarantee you that when that jogger steps foot outside of her door to go for her jog that day, it never crossed her mind ever that what was going to play out that afternoon. I guarantee it didn't cross her mind. I guarantee she wasn't afraid. She lived in a town a fraction of the size of mine. I see joggers out here in my town all the time. And then I realize that living where I live, which is only a few miles from Interstate I-75, and last week, parts of a body were found along I-75 very near to my home. And what that tells me is that there was a really, really evil person that was very close to my home at one point. I'm safe. I have what I need in my life. But my question for you guys is, do you have what you have in your life? Because here's the deal. If you can listen to my words and understand that I need to bring you out of your bubble, that I need to bring you out of this mindset, and I can pop your bubble. It took a couple of pops, and it was a little needle. It's just a little impact because it was a little balloon, because there wasn't a big bang, right? But if I can bring you out of your bubble with awareness and preparedness and have you safe, have you have the tools, have you have what you need, have the mindset before you face off, before you have to get reactive, in just a proactive way. If I can get that message through to you, it's not a big bang. There's not a lot of fallout, okay? However, if we're going to deal with this, which is where I find a lot of people, this is where a lot of people come to me. They're in this normalcy bias, and this normalcy bias, this is tragedy. This is something really bad that has happened to them. Okay? I'm going to show you. Inside this balloon, there's a lot of pieces. What happens when you have something tragic happen? And that's what pops you out of that mindset. When something tragic happens, when tragedy happens. See that? It was a really big bang. I have confetti all over me. That is what happens when it's popped through tragedy. When tragedy happens, and that's how you come out of that place, there's a lot of fallout, guys. It changes lives. It's a really big bang. I want to be the voice of proactive, not reactive. I want to be the voice of prevention, not restoration. I want to be the voice of prepared, not paranoid. And believe me when I say I don't live my life paranoid. Okay? So this is my Warrior Wednesday tip for you. This is all about your mindset. The one thing that I have learned the most in life is if you get this right and this right, that the rest of it kind of falls into place. So I have a booking blitz happening tonight with my company. I'll be reaching out. I would love to be able to share these messages with your friends and family, help them to understand how easy it is to be safe, how affordable it is to be safe, and how to change their mindset to just have what they need when they need it. Because that changes everything. When the prey is armed, the predator can't do the same kind of a thing. And it even changes the way you react in those situations. And that's called the OODA loop. And that's for another Warrior Wednesday. Okay? I'm going to start you off right here because this is the beginning. This is where it all starts. Get this right, and everything else falls in place. All right, guys, Have a great Wednesday. If you've got questions, reach out. Feel free to share this video if you think that can be helpful. And I look forward to helping you to be proactive, not reactive, prepared, not paranoid, prevention, and not brokenness. Okay? Bye, guys.